Welcome to Hero Villains. In your opinion, who would win when Knull vs. Nekron, the clash between the Lord of Darkness and the Entity of Death? Knull is the god who created the symbiote species, appearing in the universe of Venom. He commands living darkness, can forge weapons from the void, and wields the mythical sword, All Black. His power comes from cosmic darkness, allowing him to manipulate matter, overwhelm the will of his enemies, and even subjugate ancient cosmic beings. When Knull awakens, entire galaxies fall into fear. Nekron is the embodiment of death in the universe of Black Lantern Corps. He does not only control the souls of the dead, but also turns them into an endless Black Lantern army. Nekron exists beyond the boundary of life, making most physical attacks almost meaningless. Knull and Nekron are considered one of the most terrifying scenarios imaginable. Before we dive deeper into the analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Knull is an ancient cosmic entity, known by the titles God of the Symbiotes and the King in Black. He is the origin of the legendary blade All Black, the Necrosword, the first symbiote that ever existed, which gave birth to an entire race of parasitic creatures that spread terror across the galaxies. With a ruthless nature and limitless ambition, Knull desires to cover the entire universe in darkness. Any world he touches is conquered, corrupted, or destroyed, transformed into dark kingdoms that serve his will. Because of this, he became the sworn enemy of Venom, also known through the famous symbiote host Eddie Brock. The existence of Knull is even older than the current universe itself. Before the stars were lit, before time began to move, he slept within the endless abyss of the void, where only pure darkness reigned. When the cosmic creators known as the Celestials appeared to give birth to the galaxies, Knull's long slumber was disturbed. To him, the birth of light was nothing less than an invasion into the realm of darkness he considered his own. The Celestials once offered Knull the role of the King in Black, an entity meant to maintain multiversal order from within the darkness. Yet that offer only ignited his fury. In Knull's eyes, his primordial kingdom had been violated. From that rage, he pulled his own shadow out of the void and forged All Black, a blade carrying pure destructive power. The moment that sword was raised, the cosmic sky trembled. A massive celestial fell, its head severed in the terrifying silence of space. After slaying a giant celestial, Knull transformed the severed head of that cosmic being into a colossal forge in the cold vacuum of space. There, he continued shaping the legendary blade All Black, the Necrosword, merging his own dark power with the remaining divine essence of the fallen celestial. This unnatural fusion created new properties within symbiotic organisms. Knull's hatred for the light burned stronger than ever. He believed his original kingdom of darkness had been stolen by the gods of light. From the endless abyss, he wove a symbiotic armor made from the living darkness he controlled. Wearing that terrifying cloak, Knull launched a brutal crusade against the gods and against life across the universe. Light was swallowed by darkness as his armies surged forward like a tide of destruction. His name quickly became a nightmare that made many gods tremble at the mere mention of it. Knull used living darkness to create a colossal artificial planet that served as the foundation of his growing empire. From there, he began creating the first beings of the symbiote race. Some failed and became entities known as Exelon. Others evolved into proto-symbiotes and terrifying cosmic dragons. These monsters stormed across the galaxies like a cosmic tempest, destroying temples of the gods and even extinguishing distant stars. When they spread their wings across a planet's sky, ancient darkness descended like an eternal night, plunging all life into despair. During this brutal era, Knull encountered Silver Surfer, the cosmic warrior whose true name is Norrin Radd. With the power of the Power Cosmic, Radd liberated a world from the control of darkness. That act enraged Knull. The battle between the two beings erupted quickly but violently in the emptiness of space. In the end, Knull overwhelmed his opponent and attempted to infect Radd with the power of the living abyss in order to turn him into a Void Knight serving the Empire of Darkness. However, just when everything seemed finished, Ego the Living Planet suddenly intervened and rescued Silver Surfer. Radd escaped from Knull's grasp by the narrowest margin. The ruler of darkness immediately gave chase while riding a colossal symbiote dragon. But with the help of Ego, Radd still managed to escape into the depths of space. Even so, Knull has never abandoned his intention to turn the Silver Surfer into a part of his army. Knull is the god behind the creation of the legendary sword All Black, the Necro Sword. His power is enough to crush many cosmic entities without significant effort. In the past, Knull easily destroyed powerful beings such as angels. With a single strike, he once severed the head of a massive celestial, an achievement that even made the gods tremble. He also personally confronted and wiped out an entire divine army. When facing Silver Surfer, a warrior who wields the power cosmic Knull still held overwhelming dominance. Even Sentry could not withstand his fury and was brutally torn apart. After that, Knull was still powerful enough to confront Thor directly, the god of thunder, known for his legendary strength. Not only is Knull terrifying because of his power, he also frightens the universe with his nearly immortal existence. He is believed to have existed for at least 13.7 billion years, older than many cycles of the multiverse, and present even before fundamental concepts such as life or death existed. Because of that, having his head pierced and then falling from space onto the surface of a planet would only render him unconscious for a brief moment rather than end his existence. Only the power of the God of Light, often referred to as the Enigma Force, is considered capable of destroying him. However, even that has never been fully confirmed. Even so, Knull can still be injured in battle. Extremely powerful attacks can temporarily weaken or immobilize him, but what makes him truly frightening is his extraordinary regeneration. Wounds that would be fatal to other gods only slow Knull down for a moment before his body restores itself. At one point, his jaw was shattered by Thor's Mjolnir, but not long afterward, it regenerated as if it had never been broken. Knull can exist within the endless vacuum of space, without air, without food, without water, and without even sleep. In the silent void of the galaxies, he endures like an ancient nightmare, patiently waiting for the right moment for his darkness to once again spread across the universe. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot, and you are the most amazing person. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about Nekron. Nekron is known as the Lord of the Unliving, a cosmic entity whose power makes even the mightiest heroes cautious. He has the ability to summon the souls of the dead and turn them into a loyal army that serves his will. Nekron is not only a powerful being, but also the physical embodiment of death, an inevitable law that every form of life in the universe must face. He was born from the fracture of the emotional spectrum and is considered the emotional manifestation of darkness and the end. Completely opposed to him is the entity of life, the source of power that represents life itself. Because of this, Nekron became the natural enemy of every living being in the universe. Nekron has confronted the powerful force known as the Green Lantern Corps many times. When the Guardians of the Universe encountered Nekron during the earliest era of the universe, they were forced to imprison him within the terrifying realm known as the Land of the Unliving. There, Nekron was trapped within his own kingdom, a place filled only with the cold stillness of death. For the first time, he became aware of the world of the living through the dead soul of Krona. The death of an immortal entity created a crack between dimensions. Through that fracture, Nekron saw the vibrant universe filled with countless living beings. That moment ignited his ambition. In Nekron's eyes, all life was merely something that must be conquered and brought into the embrace of death. In order to break his prison, Nekron resurrected Krona and granted him terrifying power along with an army of the undead. Their mission was to slaughter the Guardians of the Universe and widen the fracture between the two realms. The war erupted on a massive scale, forcing the entire Green Lantern Corps to unite in order to stop them. Hundreds of Lantern warriors fell during that brutal battle. At the most desperate moment, Hal Jordan carried out a mission that was almost suicidal when he entered the Land of the Unliving. In that dark place, he called upon the souls of the fallen Lanterns. Their will united into a massive flame of power that was strong enough to push Nekron back. For a brief moment, that short window of time allowed the Guardians to seal the fracture between the two worlds. Hal Jordan later escaped from the realm of death, while Nekron was once again imprisoned within his endless dark domain. Although mostly imprisoned, Nekron has made several intrusions into our world and has interacted with superheroes. After Captain Atom died for a short time, he was introduced to several embodiments of death, including Death of the Endless and Black Racer. Each of them was presented as a component of death, and Nekron represented the concept as a cosmic certainty, death as the ultimate adversary. He was able to return to our world once again in ghosts. An external supernatural force revived several deceased Green Lanterns, and they called themselves the Green Lantern Corps. This created another fracture in his realm, though it was still not large enough for him to pass through. Taking control of the undead lanterns, he sent them to capture the last surviving descendant of his original enemy, Kyle Rayner. If Nekron could kill him and harness his power, he would finally be able to leave his prison. Nekron is not merely a powerful entity. He represents the cold void that existed before the universe was born. A silent region where light, life, and time had never existed. A source that grants Nekron nearly limitless power. He can draw energy from the ancient abyss of darkness that existed before the universe itself, while also absorbing the power generated from the final moment of any being that dies by his hand or by the hand of the Black Lantern Corps. He once confronted Anti-Monitor directly and still stood firm against the devastating attack of that entity, even managing to force his opponent back into the antimatter universe. That achievement alone is enough to demonstrate the power of Nekron. Nekron does not truly live in the way ordinary beings exist. Therefore, the concept of death can hardly be applied to him. When he is defeated, he does not disappear, but simply returns to his domain in the land of the unliving, where he waits for the opportunity to return to the world of the living. This makes the complete destruction of Nekron an almost impossible task. With the title Lord of the Unliving, Nekron possesses many abilities directly connected to death. He can unleash bolts of dark lightning from his hands, a deadly energy powerful enough to injure or even kill the Guardians of the Universe. Even so, this power can still be blocked in some rare situations. Wonder Woman once used her bracelets to deflect that attack, although the impact was still strong enough to send her flying across the battlefield. In addition, Nekron's physical strength increases every time death occurs under his influence. But his most terrifying ability remains his control over death itself. Nekron can summon fallen corpses and transform them into an undead army that obeys him completely. This makes their appearance more haunting than ever, as if death itself has returned to hunt those who once knew them. Nekron does not merely exist within darkness, he is darkness itself, a silent presence that spreads across the universe. Like the Black Lantern Corps that he commands, Nekron can create dark tendrils from the void to bind his enemies. These dense strands of black energy strike like the arms of an abyss, tightening around their targets in utter despair. However, his most frightening power lies in his ability to manipulate death. Nekron is the embodiment of death itself, an unavoidable law of the universe. His ambition reaches even further than that. By drawing power from the quantum realm, he once intended to destroy all life that exists in the universe. Anyone who wears a Black Lantern ring immediately falls under his control, becoming a tool that serves his goal of spreading death on a cosmic scale. Nekron also possesses astonishing extrasensory awareness. He can sense and see the emotions of living beings as visible sources of energy before him. This allows him to easily detect fear, despair, or hope within his opponents and exploit them as a cruel psychological weapon. Nekron has also demonstrated the ability to expel cosmic entities from the battlefield. He once caused Spectre to vanish from the conflict and later did the same to Anti-Monitor. These actions show that Nekron can directly affect entities that are normally considered nearly impossible to defeat. A massive fracture suddenly tears apart the boundary between two realities. On one side is Earth 616. On the other is Earth 0. Space trembles as if the universe itself is groaning under the collision of two worlds. Within the dark void, Knull sits upon his black throne and senses a strange darkness devouring souls everywhere. Something cold, deep, and unlike anything he has ever known. He lets out a savage laugh. Nekron senses an ancient source of life spreading through countless symbiotes, a form of existence completely opposed to his nature of death. Nekron whispers like a final judgment. The two entities meet on a dead planet lying between the two universes. The air is terrifyingly silent, as if reality itself is holding its breath. There are no long challenges. Only two short sentences echo through the endless void. Knull says, "I am the darkness before the light." Nekron replies, "And I am the darkness after the final light." The battle erupts instantly. Knull summons millions of symbiote dragons and draws all black the Necro Sword, the blade that once killed a Celestial. Nekron responds by activating the Black Lantern core, causing every corpse on the planet to rise as a Black Lantern, even symbiotes that had died since the era of the King in Black. The sky descends into chaos. Symbiote dragons spit dark acid and devour entire ranks of Black Lantern soldiers. But the Black Lanterns drain life from the symbiotes themselves because they are still living creatures. Roars, tearing flesh, and the black flashes of colliding energy make the entire planet tremble like a dying world. Knull laughs like a mad god as he cuts down Black Lantern after Black Lantern with the Necro Sword. Nekron remains calm. You may kill the dead, but you cannot kill death itself. Knull unleashes his power and transforms into his massive true form. His darkness covers the entire planet like a cosmic storm. Nekron answers by summoning the Black, the origin of all death within the multiverse. The two entities collide directly. The Necro Sword pierces Nekron through the chest. He only laughs as the wound closes instantly, because he is a concept itself. Nekron places his hand on Knull and millions of black rings rush forward to try to kill him. For the first time in endless time, Knull roars in pain as he feels something called true death. But Knull strikes back with the power of the god of symbiotes, transforming the entire Black Lantern army into symbiote zombies as the parasites seize control of the very corpses. In that moment of chaos, Knull realizes Nekron's weakness. Nekron is strongest when confronting life, yet he is weaker against the primordial darkness that existed before both life and death. Knull charges directly into the Great Darkness, using his own body of darkness to engulf and devour the energy of the Black. Nekron panics for the first time. You are not a living being. The Necro Sword ignites with absolute black power and severs the connection between Nekron and the Black. Nekron's body shatters into countless fragments of Black Lantern energy that fall into the void, while his painful laughter fades into the endless emptiness. The winner, Knull, completely 8-0-2-0. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That is today's video. Thank you very much.